I think we are good to start. So communications basically has attributes of communication, types of communication, and communication patterns. That's more than important. Effective and ineffective, that is with regards to the attributes of communication. So one-way passage of information, one-way passage of any knowledge is called information, which is like just telling people something. Communication is usually conveying the message and then receiving back a response. So radio is a one-way communication where people usually go ahead and just announce things and the other end is just listening to it. Whereas an interview is something which is important because interview is where it's a two-way conversation. So that is apparently the types of communication. It's a two-way interchange of information, ideas, facts, and emotions by one or two persons. Non-verbal communication is basically through posture, facial expressions, and eye contacts. Uh, in an in an organization, there could be six ways that have been identified. The first is giving or receiving of information and instructions. So that happens across the hierarchy as well. Like if the information is coming from top to bottom, or even if it's going from the bottom to the top, that becomes necessary. The next one is exchanging ideas. So that happens when there is an exchange of idea. That usually happens in a group discussion. The next one is announcing plans and strategies. So that also can be a way of communicating with the people. Mostly it would be one way, but again, that it could be a two-way communication as well in case if it is required to be done accurately. And apart from that, laying down rules or procedures, again, that would be from one person's end. It should be done from one person. Uh, Comparing actual results against a plan. So that is a review meeting when we are trying to review our business and we are trying to understand what what were we doing versus what exactly should we be doing. So that happens to be important. Now, moving further, manuals, organization charts, and job descriptions that usually give information about a lot of things. But again, that being said, it usually can also includes it usually can also include two-way invoices, like two-way communications or two-way statements. So let's understand this correctly. Let's proceed further. Types of communications, formal and informal. Nutan, I want you to read this, please.
So which paragraph?
Uh,
Formal?
Formal as well as informal communication.
Yes, sir. This helps to provide management structure so that individuals know what is expected of them and how they have actually performed. It could be include plans, procedure, policies, and performance reports and meetings, as well as the informal communication of management decisions.
Mhm.
So informal,
Informal communication. Thank you.
this is communicated informally by means to face conversation, telephone conversation, emails, and text messages. It does not follow the lines of authority, instead of being a feature of cooperation between individuals.
Thank you. So formal communication can usually be of three types. It could be vertical. It could move from the superiors to the subordinates, or it could also move upwards. Horizontal or lateral is between peers, like between the same people working in the same team. And diagonal usually means like people that are communicating with people from different tracks, interdepartmental from one department to another. So that are these are like a few of the many ways that communications usually work in an organization. Moving further, upwards, downwards, and lateral. Upwards and downwards is a part of vertical. Lateral is like sideways within the same department. Lateral or horizontal is usually required when there is a coordination of task that is required between peers. So that could be it. The other could be when you are working on problem solving. That could also be one of the ways. The other one could be conflict resolution and information sharing. So these are just a few of the many, like these are probably the ones that can be expected to be there. Now, moving further, let's understand this question. For each of the following three scenarios, identify whether the communication is horizontal, vertical, or diagonal. A junior member of the accounts department sends a request for information from a senior sales manager. Sales is a different department, accounts is a different department. What kind of communication does this look like?
So diagonal.
Diagonal sounds correct. Let's look at the other one. The head of the marketing department sends a report to the head of the HR department.
So diagonal.
Diagonal. Okay. A junior salesperson contacts a sales manager to ask for information.
Horizontal.
Horizontal. Why is it horizontal? If the junior salesperson is talking to another junior salesperson, which is horizontal actually. He's talking to a senior, that is vertical, right? Different layers in the same department.
Okay.
So
Okay.
that's not horizontal. All right, that's decent enough. Let's proceed further. Let's look at this question. Very little formal horizontal communication may occur in organizations that are managed in an authoritarian style. Authoritarian means the person who is handling the team has complete authority over the operation. So he's the one responsible for everything.
So it may be
What does it
false.
sound like? Sorry?
So false.
Okay.
I didn't understand the question itself.
The question says that very little conversation or communication may happen, horizontal communication may happen in organizations where they are managed in an authoritarian style. Authoritarian style usually means dictatorship majorly. So do you understand what is authoritarian? Where one person has complete authority over the overall operations, which means he will not give a chance to anyone to even think what is right, what is wrong. Whatever he says is the final decision. So in that case, horizontal communication is like very less. Is it true or is it false?
False.
And why is that false?
Because horizontal communication with within the authorized person, right? Authorized person will be engaging in more conversation.
Oh, is it? Okay. That was test your understanding number 2, right? Were diagonal, horizontal, vertical are the answers. The second answer is not diagonal, it is horizontal, it seems, because they are at the same level. False apparently happens to be the wrong one. True is the right one. So let's check why. Very little formal horizontal communication may occur in organizations that are managed in the authoritarian style. Authority means that one person is governing, so he won't even let anyone talk to each other because there will be gossip that will start. So that apparently is the right answer. Proceeding further, let's check. Let's look at the next question. Okay, now information always flows into and outside an organization. Inflows basically is when we are trying to gather information from the market with regards to what is happening. Outflow means when we are trying to give the world information about us. So advertising, marketing about the company, that's outflow of information, whereas gathering information from customers regarding their taste, habit, preferences is usually considered to be outflow. Informal communication. I want someone to read this. Divya, are you there today? Divya,
Sir,
would you mind reading informal communication for the class, please?
informal communication. While the organization will have designated formal communications network, it is inevitable and not necessarily a bad thing that there will also be a number of informal communication channels. Informal communication can move in any direction, can skip authority levels, is as likely to save satisfy social needs as facilitated tasks. Sir,
Okay, thank you. Allow me a second. Grapevine basically is important. This has been questioned for MCQs. Grapevine basically refers to a network of social relationships that arise spontaneously as people associate with one another. So it is like, these community groups that we see on LinkedIn or Facebook or Instagram. These basically follow the grapevine logic. They follow the grapevine logic. And that has been a very important aspect to consider because that leads to a very big overall impact. So grapevine has been successfully tested in various communities across various countries, business processes. And so far, it has proven to be pretty helpful for businesses to understand how exactly does it work. Let's understand this a little too. So grapevine often carries rumor and gossip. So if grapevine is, something that just leads to information being circulated, just like a viral thing that happens. So nowadays, WhatsApp is apparently the best grapevine method that I would recommend. So grapevine will tend to flourish when there is lack of information provided to the employees. Employees feel insecure, there is personally animosity, and there is new information that public wish to spread quickly. Is it a good method? I would not say it is a good method. But then, that being said, is it going to be really, really that impactful to businesses? I would say yes. For businesses that purely rely on the overall performance, and in case if they are not really going ahead and taking decisions quickly, people might start talking things which might not be in the favor of the company. So that would be an issue. And that would be a very big issue in the long run. So in that case, it would be a problem. Let's proceed further. Let's take a look at this question. State whether the following are true or false. First one, informal communications in the workplace should not exist. What do you guys feel? Should informal communication exist? Should informal communications not exist? Hello?
Sorry. So
Should
false.
informal means when you talk to each other on a friendly note. You are not trying to discuss work, but you're just trying to talk about whatever is happening overall in the organization, or you just want to have like a casual talk with your peers. So should informal communication exist or should it not exist is the question.
Sir, false.
It should not exist. False. Okay, let's pin down that answer. Second one, over-reliance on informal communication networks can arise from failure of formal communication systems. What is your answer to this one?
True.
Sir, true.
So you all feel that in case if the formal network is not that great, it can impact in the long run. Am I right? All right, let's take the third one. Informal communications can be used by management to its advantage. What is the answer for this one? Like, what do you guys think?
Sir, second, I think true होना चाहिए. Third, false.
Okay. Anything else? Let's look at the other one. Gossip can have a positive side in that it is a morale booster and can be beneficial to individuals in a workplace. Is gossip beneficial?
No, sir.
Okay, so your answers, first one was false. What was the other one you said?
Sir, first false, second true, third false, fourth false. Second one is only true. Others are false.
Okay. Okay. Let's take that. This is test your understanding number 3. First one is false, second one is true, third one is true, and fourth. Apart from the first one, the others are true. And I have received false 3. Divya, no, third one is true. These are the reasons. I want you all to focus on the reasons.
Sir, can you please explain third question?
Sorry.
Sir, third question समझ नहीं आया. वो true क्यों हुआ?
The third one. नहीं समझ में
Yes,
आया.
sir.
Informal communications can be used by management to its advantage. Yes, management can use them as their advantage, no? Because informal communications usually mean things that are apart from your normal role. So sometimes if they want to use that against an employee, they can definitely use it against the employee. I've seen that happening.
Yes, sir.
That can happen. All right. Effective and ineffective communication. So effective communication will have all the attributes which are absolutely right. So they will have to be timely. They have to be timely. Secondly, they have to be accurate and complete. So they can't really be they can't really be without accuracy. They have to be to the mark. Next, they have to be relevant. So any message that is irrelevant usually will not be entertained. So not really, which is something that we need to be very careful with. Another one, I would feel that communications also have to be directed to the right people. So sometimes information is classified. When I say classified, not everyone can access the information from the sources that it belongs to. So that happens to be something important to be kept into consideration. Understandable. If I can only read English and if some comes up and tells me something in Hebrew, then that would be a problem. That would seriously be a problem.